change trading, is it? You know, when you're talking about the market makers doing certain things, and you see that the market makers have just gone finding somebody buying a lot of business here. So in other words, sell side for the market maker, they've got to sell stocks hard here. You would imagine when you see that amount of selling pressure coming in, you're thinking that they've got to be selling stocks hard here. And obviously that's exactly what we got for $2,000. You see the trade was exactly right. You can see the trade was exactly right. Now we've just seen a block of sell orders there at 37, which was at the end of this candle. You saw it just coming in there. So you saw a block of sell orders, which you would then have been able to then look for that higher price at 70 to try and see if this is going to go for a retest of the lows. Worst case scenario now, stops are at break even instantly on that trade, worst case scenario, and you're aiming for 725s at the bottom edge now. So again, you can see these stories forming in front of your very eyes, and you can see how good that sell on the narrative was for a short sell here, which we got a beautiful press on. It's just failed on this rotation to make any further money. But obviously they're still working on that sell order. There still seems to be a lot of sell orders coming in. So if you're still selling the uptick into the 60s and 70s, you are aiming for a 720 bottom edge. Yeah, you're aiming for a 720 bottom edge. So if you're tracking it, there you go, guys. There's a nice drop phase that's just came into the markets, and that's worked out rather well, hasn't it? So that extra little bit of selling that came in there, that's worked out rather well. If you took the 65.70s, it's just traded 35.40s, and you've managed to make yourself a few hundred more dollars on that squeeze to the downside. Not quite taking the seller off. You can see a buyer's came back in on the dip, and we can just mark that off as a little dollar sign. So a buyer came in the dip there, and that's obviously just stopped the market at the present moment from moving. Looking at it from a beta point of view, of course, always a good idea to start looking at some of these things, looking at it from an initial momentum point of view. Looked good initially, very strong. Don't like the second trades because the momentum was doubling back on us, and that was a bit of a problem. Looking at it from a dispersion point of view, we can see sell side only storyline on dispersion. So they've not agreed with the momentum. Looking at it from a rotational point of view, you can see lots of selling opportunities off the 70, still very much in play from the tech stock world as well. And you start watching for those sells coming in, and obviously you see some sells coming in off the 60s, 70s area. And if you're still working sell side, then you're still making some money. We are targeting, remember, the bottom edge price of 720 on the short sell side of this. So it's looking okay at the moment, isn't it? So if you've kept working the 760s, 770s, well, that's the right trade to be on. You've just managed to get another retest of the 30 bottom edge. So at the moment, still not seeing any new selling at the bottom edge, which would help push the price through. So that was a good start to the day, wasn't it? A good start to the day.